the tightest war for talent that we've seen in a generation, but there's 3 things that you can do to effectively compete for talent and win against those large employers. As we think about the unique talent attraction retention challenges for small business owners, they're varied from those large companies. 1, it's harder for them to compete with compensation, but 2, it's also harder for them to compete with brand and reputation. And so smaller companies have to come up with new and innovative ways to compete. They need a new playbook, a new set of options to win against some of the bigger companies that are out there. So what a lot of large employers are doing when it comes to flexibility is that they're standardizing flexibility, that everyone needs to work at the same time, same place, same hours. That sort of standardization is necessary at a large employer. At a smaller organization, you can actually have radical flexibility. You can personalize the flexibility to every employee that works for you. It's simply having one conversation with them about what makes the most sense for them. Then give them the flexibility to decide for themselves around how they want to work. And if you do that, you're going to be at a unique situation where you're going to look more attractive to folks on the labor market than large employers will. One of the ways that small employers can compete against larger employers is actually by giving more responsibility to those employees that work there. Give them more control and autonomy. You can actually talk to the people that work with you every day. Get their advice, get their input. What are the decisions they'd most like to be involved with? How can you partially delegate it to them, but move from owning the decision to coaching them through the decision? But you can work with your employees to figure out where are the places where you feel comfortable delegating and they feel excited and engaged about taking advantage of. It'll empower your employees that they have a sense of ownership, and it'll minimize risk on your end around the decisions that are the most important in terms of affecting the performance of your business. So one of the things that's really great about small employees and working for a smaller organization is that you make a difference. If you're working for a company of 10,000 people, it's hard to see the difference between what you did and what actually happened. As a small employer and as an employee at a small organization, you know if you decided to go left or right, it really impacted the performance of the organization. Here's a really simple thing that you can do to help build that connection between the work that people did and the outcome that they have. On your calendar, pick a time on Friday afternoon and spend that time reflecting on the previous week. Think about what each of your employees did, and then just send them a short note. 2 or 3 sentences say, hey, you made this decision, and this is the good thing that happened. And here's something that's really interesting that we found out. A well-intentioned, honest thank you note that's recognizing the contributions that someone had and drawing the connection between what they did and what occurred is actually the equivalent of about a $500 cash bonus in the moment in terms of how much it improves someone's engagement and attachment to the organization. And that connection between what I did and the impact that occurred is one of the most important things that you can do to improve retention of your employees at a small organization. You don't have to operate at scale. You can operate at individualization and customization. And the way to do that is simple. Start with a conversation with each of the people that work for you and figure out what do they need the most? What do they want the most? That should be your starting point.